Yo guys, what is going on? It is Sonic Gamer 227 here today with a regionals recap video. Looking over what I played, how I finished, and what I played against. So first I'll go over how we finished. Came 11th out of 84 seniors with a 5-2 record. I bubbled out, upsetting. I got 2 booster boxes for it, and you guys already seen that opening, so that was a great opening in a hotel, but I am back at home now. I'm all ready to record. I got a proper setup here. Back in my, back on my desk, back in my chair. Let's go. What did I play? Now, nobody in the room even knew what I was playing, man. Half people had to read my cards. Nobody knew what was going on, but we'll kick this off here with 3 copies of Groudon EX from Fates Collide, and the last one is the promo art, because, yeah. I want to give a big shout out to TCGRLs for letting me borrow these cards. Now, the attacks on Groudon are not very good. You got Rip Claw from Coin of Heads, discard energy, but it only does 30 damage for 2 energy, and Massive Rend does 130 for 4 energy, so it's not ideal to be attacking with this Groudon. But we'll get to him a little bit later and what he was capable of doing for me across the course of the day. I just missed the day too, so a little upset about that. And oops. Next up, we have 3 copies of Primal Groudon EX. Now, I had multiple opponents that were World's Color opponents that I had to read this card. They hadn't seen it in years. They didn't know what it did. Guy Volcano, still an amazing attack, and it was really, really good in the current metagame. And I brought this deck to an 11th place finish. Missing day 2, but I'll take it. For playing something like Groudon and still getting day 2 is pretty amazing. Oh, yeah. The 2-2, or the 3-3 Groudon line. And then our only other Pokemon is 4 copies of Wobbuffet. Yes, last one's the kind of Forces art. And Wobbuffet, just your ideal starter. You want to start with it. It has Bide Barricade. It's amazing. I had a lot of opponents that didn't know what Bide Barricade did, and they tried to shame it under it. And they're like, "Oh, can I take it back?" I'm like, "Nope." Then we had to call judges over because they didn't understand what was happening. And Wobbuffet put some interesting scenarios for my opponents. It was an amazing card in the tournament. I started with it almost every game, and the ones I didn't start that I went first, and I was capable of retreating into it. Next up, we have our supporters. That's all the Pokemon you need. We got 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. Standard stuff. You need it to not, draw dead, especially running no external draw outside of supporters. 3 copies of N. Just another super important one. N was super useful because you always give up the first prize. And then you can kind of retaliate with N after giving up the first prize. But N was not the main retaliation card this deck played. You give up the first prize. The card you really wanted to use was Ace Trainer. Now, some of you guys may have not seen Ace Trainer before, but you can only play this card if you have more prizes left than your opponent. And you both shuffle your hands into your deck, you draw 6, and your opponent draws 3. This card is such a great retaliation tool. Decks like Greninja use it, but Primal Groudon uses it to great extent over the course of the weekend. Or, of course, the Saturday. Groudon loved it. Next up, I have 6 other one-off supporters. I'll go over them individually, but I'll just kind of lay them out here, So we played 1 Steven, 1 Pokemon Ranger, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 Skylo, 1 Lysander, and 1 Hexmaniac. I would love space for a second Lysander, but I can't find space in the deck. Steven is just amazing because the deck really only needs 1 energy attachment per turn, and Steven allows you to get that. As well as a supporter for next turn, so if you want to grab your Ace Trainer, go for it. You need to grab Sycamore or Nornan, go for it. Pokemon Ranger, I was scared of, when I got to the tournament, I saw a lot of people playing Water Box / Alolan and Ninetales, and I was scared of facing Glaceon and having to, massive rend it for kills. and then getting revenge killed by a Lapras, and then going down 2 prizes, because that's 1 Groudon down, and that's really, really hard for this deck to go back from. Pokemon Center lead, each a little bit of healing. I'll get more into healing in a little bit. Skyla, just search out, some trainers. I'll show you guys what I got after for trainers that are really, really good to search out. Lysander, obvious. X-Maniac, obvious as well. You want to keep up the ability lock, even when you're not in position with Wall Effect, to, keep blocking. So just really some standard stuff, and then... So, not all the supporters here were that common to see in decks. Next up, we're on the item cards, which we did not play too many. I think we played 20 items, which is saying a lot, but you can beat Garb fairly easily because you don't need them really. 4 VS Seeker, standard stuff. There we go. This is going to be interesting. More space. 4 Ultra Ball. You guys already know what Ultra Ball does. You already know why we played it. It's such a good card. 4 copies of the Ultra Ball. It's just so good. You can't not play Ultra Ball, man. Although, I tried. But I'm going to line these guys up so I have more space. Next up is where I got a lot of really interesting looks from people. 3 copies of Fairy Drop. Heals any damage from one of your Pokemon that has any Fairy Energy attached to it. So this is Primal Groudon with Fairy Energy in it. Not something you saw coming, right? Yeah, that's because nobody did. Next up, onto some more standard-ish Groudon stuff. We had 2 copies of Nest Ball. Just search out your Groudon, search out your Ultra, without discard stuff. Because discarding in this deck is not fun. It's really not. It took multiple minutes sometimes trying to figure out what I could discard. 1 copy of Mega Turbo, a little bit of energy acceleration. Not that you really need it, but it was nice in a lot of scenarios. Last item besides tools is 1 copy of Professor's Letter. Searching out 2 energy can be gotten with Skyla. Next up for our tools, we had 2 copies of Assault Vest, just a good tool. 2 copies of Floatstone, because Floatstone is also just amazing in this deck. And 1 copy of Choice Band, because this is really, really useful when hitting Decidueyes. Which otherwise is a kind of a problem. I'm going to actually move all of this up and I'll be right back. Alright, I don't really have that much space. But next up I played for our stadium count, which was 4 copies of Fairy Garden. Another way to abuse the Fairy Energy engine. Just so good in this deck. If anybody wants to play Groudon at this point, I'd say you have to play this build. Otherwise, the Alolan Ninetales can kind of just run you over by stepping your bench. And then again, I guess if I was playing Alolan Ninetales, I would still win. And that's because I know how to beat the deck. Because I was the only person in all 3 age divisions playing Groudon. The only one, if there maybe was one of Masters, the only one playing with Fairy Energy and Fairy Engine. Now, to see the energy lineup was just 4 copies of Strong Energy, because you still want the extra damage. Even though you're usually hitting for 200-ish damage. 5 copies of Fighting Energy, and 3 copies of basic Fairy Energy. Now to go over the matchups. Round 1, I played against this girl, I don't remember her name, but she was playing like Delphox Break with Volcarona from Ancient Origins, Flareon EX, Turtonator GX. And I 2-0'd her relatively fast. It was one of the first games done. I kind of scouted the field at that point. I see a lot of like Sylveon and Decidueye and Ninetales, and I'm like, oh, this is such a good day for me. And then I kind of stopped getting good stuff. Next round I fought a Garbodor Drampa deck. It was just favorable for Groudon. Just not when you draw horribly. Also, I should mention that a lot of my Surrey, like all of my friends from out here, were playing Waterbox Lapras. So I played against a Garbodor Drampa deck and got pretty quickly 2-0'd by it. I kind of drew dead, and eventually when I hit a supporter, it'd be a Sycamore when I had like 9 items in my hand. Just unfortunate, I couldn't keep up with the pressure of Drampa. So I kind of got steamrolled there. Next round I fight Gyarados. And same thing happens again. Gyarados was one of my 3 unfavorable matchups when coming into the day. Didn't want to fight Gyarados, Vespiquen, or Greninja, because Greninja can be fairly unfavorable as well. But I mean, you can H counter them out to 3, and Greninja still needs to hit stuff. So it's not all bad. And, I'm kind of tired. And I got quick 2-0'd by the Gyarados player, and at this point I'm sitting at 1 and 2, going, oh, there goes my chance of making cut. You know, it's probably over. Now, some people were buzzing around saying 2 of 15 points will get in, and I could make 15 points if I win out the rest of the tournament. So I said, alright, let's do it. I was feeling pretty down, actually, at that point. Just didn't think I had much outs to making any cut here. But I will keep going with the tournament. I ended up, as I said, 5 and 2, so you can see how the rest of my day went. Next round, I fought a very nice guy. I can't remember his name, but he was playing an Umbreon GX deck, and I 2-1 beat him. Ripclaw was so good in that matchup. Like, 2 energy, because what I ended up doing game 3 I ended up having one Groudon, non-primal with 4 strong energy on it. I don't know how. Maybe it was 3. No, it was 4. It was 4. I don't know how I did it, but I did. And it allowed me to basically shred through his Umbreons in one hit, because I also had Choice Band. So even if he Dark Cold and got rid of 2 strong, I still had 2 more strong on the Groudon. So that way I was guaranteed knockouts every single turn. And then eventually I also built up a Primal on the bench while I was doing that. And that was just too much for him to keep up with. That was game 3. In game 1 I kind of did the same thing, but only ever got, I think, 2 strong on one Groudon, and it was just enough though. The overall game 3, or game 2, I lost a Crocodile actually. Wasn't aware of what it did, and I read it, and then I forgot what it did, and then I had like 8 cards in my hand at one point. And then he went to Crocodile, hit me for like 180 on my non-EX Groudon, and I was like, crap. And then I was actually kind of scared, but I ended up winning game 3. Then I go on, and I finally am getting, closer to the top tables, 2 and 2. Climb into the top, and I see Alolan Ninetales is my next round, and I just start, getting hyped, because Alolan Ninetales is one of my best matchups, because if they try to Ice Blade you and hit your bench, you have access to 5 Center Ladies, as well as 3 Fairy Drops. So that gives you effective 8 turns if they don't try to kill your active. Game 1, I actually prized my Lysander, so I was trying really, really hard to bring out his Alolan Ninetales and kill it, but I couldn't. He kind of just sat and beaconed for like 10 turns in a row. And I just kind of started and steamrolled him. Then game 2, he played a Shaman under Wobbuffet, and then drew cards from it, and went, oh crap, and then shuffled the cards back into his deck. And then shuffled his deck, and then picked up the Shaman and put that back into his hand. I called the judge over and said, I don't want to waste my time here, and then he just got up and left. So a quick 2-0. So at this point I'm going, I wonder if I can fight, some more top tables, and there was an Yveltal up there, and I'm like, yo, give me that Yveltal, man. Give it to me. I want the Yveltal player. I can deal with Yveltal. Like, I'm well versed in Yveltal matchup. I tested that one a lot. Give me another Ninetales. I know I can beat Ninetales now. Give me Sylveon, right? Sylveon is my best matchup. I waited it all day. I had whiffed it all day. Round 6, I sit down. My opponent starts double Eevee, attacks its fairy, and passes. And I'm just sitting down. I'm like, yes! Finally! Sylveon! Waited all day to get it. I got it in round 6. Both games were over in like 5 minutes. I was out of there. Everybody else was looking at how do we finish so fast? And I'm like, Groudon versus Sylveon. It's an auto win. Sylveon cannot stop you. Like, they can't. They have to 4-shot you. They have to 3-shot you, and you 1-shot them. And they can't get rid of your energy. You just kind of win. He was actually playing Choice Band and more of an aggressive variant. So it was a little more interesting than playing Ultra Ball and some stuff like that. So it got a little closer than I may have liked. But, I mean, it was still, series was done in 10 minutes. Then, round 7, I fight another Drampa Garbodor deck. And this one, I didn't draw Borley, and I didn't get overwhelmed fast because I was giving up a Wob every turn. But eventually, I just got up one Groudon, and I just rolled him game 1. And the same happened in game 2, where I just rolled him with one massive Groudon. And then I, was talking to Jackson Ford, and he was playing Gyarados. We were, both. He was looking at top 16. Hopefully, he was hoping he could top 16 at, I think it was 3-3-1. 3-3-2. I don't, or 3-2-2. I don't remember exactly what his record was. And I was hoping to get top cut. We were like, either we'll laugh together, or we'll laugh together, or we'll cry together. And I believe we both ended up crying together. I believe he missed top 16 and I missed top cut, and we were both just really upset at that point because we both whiffed what we needed. And yeah, Jackson did not go well. Actually, he ended up losing to like 4 water boxes in a row. He got hit by the BC, all the Surrey players, just all of them coming down with the army of the Laprases that were being played. And me with Groudon so I could beat Lapras, as well as everything else in the meta. And it worked. It really worked. Only matchup I lost that I should have won was the Drumpa Garbodor. Where in the second round, the other time I fought the Drumpa Garbodor, the maximum his Garbodor ever hit me was 60. I think maybe he hit me for 80 once. This deck does not need items to beat, especially something like slower in general. Because he needed damage on his bench Pokemon. Every time, he would, start going with Drumpa. I'd sack off, 3 lobs, kill him. He couldn't revenge me in one hit. Kill him, have another one ready, and win the game. But he also never picked up, 2 Drumpas in the game. And it was enough to slide me into 11th place with 2 boxes, as you already said, if you saw them already be opened. Thank you guys for watching that video. That video needs to go well. And I'm back at home, guys. Ready to show some more DCG content. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you guys on another video. Bye.